Let's call on the starting lineup for our Cignal HD Spikers. Outside spiker number 17, Captain Ces Molina. Middle pocket number 2, Roslyn Doria. Outside spiker number 5, Benny Gendler. Opposite hitter number 8, Jovelyn Gonzaga. Middle blocker number 18, Riri Meneses. Center number 22, Chel Ayuna. Starting the middle is number 21, Angela Nuna. And the head coach for the HD Spikers is Chef Dos Santos. And now the starters for the Petro Gazz Angels. Center number 2, Janelle Chang. Outside spiker number 5, Rachel Saltones. Middle blocker number 9, Randy Palma. Opposite hitter number 11, Marian Buitre. Middle blocker number 12, Casey Galtones. And outside spiker number 19, Nicole Tiamzon. Starting the middle is number 22, Baby Love Barbon. And the head coach for the Angels is Tumu Santo Tomas. This match is held under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board. It is Cignal versus Petro Gazz for the PVL, the heart of volleyball.
Live app for Filipinos everywhere. Download and subscribe now for 149 pesos. A small change for Coach Shaq de Los Santos. Jovelyn Gonzaga is back in the starting lineup. Chinbasas will come off the bench. Meanwhile, a major shakeup for Coach Timmy Santo Tomas and the Petro Gazz Angels. Marian Buitre, Casey Galdones, Nicole Tiamzon in the starting lineup. Aiza Maizo Puntillas, Rania Musa, and Jonas Abete, one of their leading scorers, will come off the bench. Can you give us an idea of this adjustment by both coaches?
Well, this is an interesting start here to this match, but it could be, one of the game strategies that more or less it is predicted the first 6 of Petro Gazz would be. So game plan, of course, would be based on that 6. So this might shake it up a little bit for Cignal.
Well, Marian Buitre making the most of her minutes right away, contributing on the first attack of the Angels.
First point in the match to the Angels, serving Rachel Saltones.
Buitre did not score, played only in 1 set against the Cool Smashers. Gonzaga against a double block. Ooh, excellent start. Marian Buitre, back-to-back points. 1 from an attack and 1 from a block.
And she is really making the most out of the minutes being given to her by Coach Timmy.
Good serve by Saltones. Overpass. Yep, it was an overpass. That's an overreach against Jem Ayuda. For a team that have lost 2 straight,
That's right.
Good start in the opening set, Ivy.
Definitely, this is how you would want to start it because, again, we've talked about it earlier in the pregame, how important a win would be for either of these 2 teams.
Much better received that time around. Finally, a side out for the HD Spikers. Rose Doria coming off an 11-point performance. He also had 3 blocks in that 4-set win against Galleries High Towers. Here's Ces Molina from Nueva Ecija with the first serve for the HD Spikers. Oh, good take there by Bia General. Back row attack coming from Molina. Tiamzon gets it off the block. Chami Tiamzon did not score in the last game. Played off the bench in only 2 sets. Right away, a contributor.
Well, this is a good thing we're seeing from the Angels right now. The players coming off the bench, producing very early for the team.
And can you imagine what will come off the bench for Petro Gazz later? That's right. It's going to be fun to see. I mean, Rania Musa coming off the bench, Aiza Maizo Puntillas off the bench, and Jonas Abete off the bench. Marian Buitre picked up by Molina. Cayuna sets it up over to the far side. Gander is blocked. Another block for Marian Buitre.
Marian Buitre is off to a good start. Again, this is what you would want to see from your players coming off the bench, you know, really giving you quality minutes.
Marian Buitre has 3 of the 5 points of the Angels. Former Cheritigo crossover, Marian Buitre. A big lift as a starter today. Combination play, Gonzaga knocks it in.
Off the hands of the blockers. Well, it's important that Cignal would need to keep this tight.
The blockers were sent. They didn't bite on the fake. They were not able to stop Gonzaga. Doria, 25 years old. Not a good setup there for the Angels. A push by Meneses. Sultana saves it. Underhand pass, an easy over for the Angels. Chance to attack here. Cayuna. Ooh, a missed set for Gonzaga. I was behind her. Buitre against a single block. It's wide. First error for Buitre, who's played so far a perfect set until that attack.
Both these teams off to a good start, but Cignal, you know, they've been a bit scruffy in the sets or in the plays.
2 straight points here for the HD Spikers. Good pass by Sotones. They go to the middle, and Galdones puts it away. Let's check in with
The Petro Gazz Angels are shaking things up with different starters today. I did talk with Remy Palma about their game versus the Cream Line Cool Smasher. She told me that they're very mature and they're mature enough to know that they have to move on from that loss. There's no excuses, and the only way to get out of their slump is to win. Now, when I spoke with Coach Demi earlier, he told me that he knows that his entire team is capable. That's why he is shaking things up. Now, some key things for them to win today against Cignal, it's their service, patience, extra effort on the receive, defense hustle, and taking note of the film viewing that they've been doing to prepare. Now, this report was brought to you by the Pilipinas Live app. Download now for only 149 pesos a month. Back to the panel.
All right, thank you, Franny. Well, they're going to need a lot. Just like what Franny mentioned, the heart, the hustle, and obviously everything else in between. That includes what they watched on film.
That's right.
As you see a kill here for Cignal HD Spikers. They are now within 1. After trailing by as many as 3 points. Chamzon, that's picked up by Villa General. Back row for Molina. Buitre with the up. Janelle Cheng back to Chamzon, picked up by Molina. Cayuna will set it underhand. They go to Vanny Gandler, who has a point. What a dig there for Barbon. 2 great saves coming from HD Spikers. Chamzon. General pops it up. Cayuna to the middle. Meneses. Janelle Cheng, back set. Buitre fires one in. Another dig there. Coming from Gonzaga. Both teams playing superb defense and coverage off speed. Coming from Sultanes. Gandler got it.
That was a very long rally, but you gotta love how Cignal ended this one. Good hit from Gandler.
Vanny Gandler with 2 points already. Just coming off 3 straight games in double digits. After, there's a block against Meneses. Gandler coming off a 14-point performance. 4-0 run here for the HD Spikers to take the lead, 7-6 Ivy. All of a sudden, the tables have been turned.
That's right. So Cignal really working very hard here. And they picked up on their defense. You know, it was a bit off in the start of the game, but now they were able to get it back together. Their attacks also working well. Molina working hard from the behind.
That effort of Janelle Cheng saving it went to naught as Marian Buitre unable to get it across the net. So this is now a 5-point run for the HD Spikers. After trailing 4-1, they're up 8-6 in the opening set. Janelle Cheng to Chamzon with a push. Picked up by General. Cayuna sets it. Back row, Molina. Barbon with the up. Chamzon against 2 blockers. Janelle Cheng sends it over on the first touch. Cayuna. Meneses popped up by Buitre. Cheng to Sultanes from the back row. Both teams digging and receiving very well. Chamzon. There's a block touch, but there's a
net touch. That's right.
I think that's on Jel Cayuna. So that stops the 5-point run of the HD Spikers.
You really have to commend the defense of both of these teams because we're just in the first set and it's going to be a preview of what we will be seeing for the rest of the match. Then expect this to be a long one.
And an exciting one as well. So Tones down the line. Wow, amazing job digging for Gonzaga as Meneses with a double. So a quick 2-point answer for the Angels after allowing the HD Spikers to go on a 5-point run. Nicole Tiamzon started playing volleyball when she was 10 years old. Good pass by General. Meneses with a tip, Barbon with the up. Soltones against the single block, cross-court shot. Great dig by General. Coverage by Buitre. Back row for Tiamzon. The push, another block by Meneses. Barbon sends it over on the second touch. Cayuna. Meneses blocked by Soltones. General, they go to Cayuna. 1-2 play. Sheng to Soltones with the left. And the block by Cayuna.
Excellent volleyball we're seeing right here.
And that stops the 2-point run of the Angels. Jel Cayuna coming off a 4-point performance. This is her first block so far in 2 games.
Well, this would be interesting, you know, to find out the average length of how long it takes for each of the rallies.
To get a kill or a side out. So Tones, cross-court. General has been digging very well. Chamzon pops it up. Comes Soltones. General once again with a dig. Cayuna, back row, Gandler. Buitre with the pass. Soltones. Barbon with coverage. Back row, Chamzon with a little help from the net. Dug again by General. Chamzon, 2 digs in this rally. Buitre. Gandler. What a treat these players are showing today. And finally the kill from Jovelyn Gonzaga.
Wow, the defense of both of these teams are exceptional.
Yeah. Nothing short of the very best in terms of digging and coverage we're seeing here in the opening set. And you're right, Ivy. I mean, if at this rate, the way this thing is going, it's going to be a long match. A long and fun match for the fans watching here at the Phil Sports Arena and on Pilipinas Live. Great serve. That's an ace. Vanny Gandler. She's got 3 points already.
And a little help from the net. That gives Cignal their 11th point.
Three-point run for the HD Spikers. Go up 10-8. Soltones brushes it off the block of Cayuna for the side out. Soltones, that's her first attack point.
But she has done a lot at the back of on the floor.
That's right. Great digging and coverage for Soltones so far here early in the opening set. That push almost didn't make it for Gonzaga. Soltones with a counter push. That's how you do it, says Gretzel.
Good read by Soltones for the defense of Cignal. Everybody was pushed back expecting for a hard hit from Soltones.
So the last 2 points of the Angels coming from Gretzel Soltones. Galdones with a serve. Cayuna sets it up. Go to Molina. That's going to be outside. Nobody even tried touching it because they knew as soon as it left the hands of Molina, it was long. So 3 straight points answered by the Angels to tie the game at 11. Galdones targeting Villa General. Cayuna on a 1-2 play. Galdones picking it up. Here comes Soltones once again. Oh, what a cut shot.
Excellent angle from Gretzel Soltones.
That angle was just about as parallel to the net as possible.
Good read as well. You know, you can really see that she's looking at the defense of Cignal.
That service out and finally ends the run of the Angels.
Serving for HD Spikers, Preliminaries.
Cheng to Soltones. She has the hot hand. There's a block. Marian Buitre. It was beyond the attack line, so she didn't even try jumping for it. What a nice set for Doria. Palma. Yes! Remy Palma knocks it in.
Running attack from Remy Palma.
One and only technical timeout. Angels up by 1, 13-12 against the experience a new way to feel the heart of volleyball. Watch every set, spike, dig, and block. Live in high definition and on demand, anytime, anywhere, and on any device via Pilipinas Live. Download and register now. Right here at the Phil Sports Arena, opening set, the first game of your triple header. Right now, Ces Molina, Jovelyn Gonzaga, and the Cignal HD Spikers getting a free point off on a service error by Galdones. Right before the technical timeout, Janelle Cheng and the Angels, they led early at 4-1, but a counter run by these HD Spikers have made it a close game. So 1 point affair here in the opening set. 13-12 in favor of Janelle Cheng and the Angels.
So this is actually good because we're seeing very close.
Yep.
A very close game, and that's where we see how both of these teams realize the importance of winning this match.
Team captain Ces Molina with a smart tip right there. Seeing Janelle Cheng to the server, she was far away from the attack line and just tipped it over for the easy points. For Molina, that's her second point of the game. She's coming off a 17-point performance in that win against Gallery's high tower. Service ace for Cayuna.
Second service ace for Cignal.
The win against Gallery's high tower, a 4-set win. Not a good pass there by Barbon. Buitre off the block by Doria. Back row Gandler. It is on the line. Cheng let it go, and she knew it was a mistake. Gandler with 4 points.
That's right. And the Cignal's really utilizing all the attackers they have on the floor. You know, a lot of back row attacks we've seen from the HD Spikers.
Another good serve, another bad pass for the Angels. Soltones off a broken play. Cayuna sets it up. There's Molina, knocks it in. Third point for Ces Molina. And right now, HD Spikers, seems, Ivy, they've warmed up already and are working like a well-oiled machine midway through the opening set. Serves are nice. The sets are crisp. There's a block as well. Even the defense is in top-notch form.
Block, and that was by Doria.
And that's a 4-point run for the HD Spikers. That kill block, forcing Coach Steven Santo Tomas to call the timeout. We'll listen to the Angels, down by 4.
Diba? Sundan mo pa rin. Hindi na tumalon yung dapat mong blockin, tulong ka na dun sa isa. Okay? Kita, nawawala. Pagka-receive, alam mo front line ka, kailangan umikot. Okay? Tsaka yung mga coverage natin, ayan na naman, minamadali natin. Sabi sa inyo, taas nyo lang yung bola kasi may mag-set para sa inyo. Okay? Let's go. One yung isang magandang pasa ka.
Pasa muna, pasa! Petro Gazz Angels!
Yung dati na, umusap na dito talaga.
Coach Steven Santo Tomas, a former Blue Eagle from 2004 to 2009. And was a long-time assistant for Coach Oliver Almadro, who's been promoted to Director of Volleyball Operations of Petro Gazz. Janelle Cheng, 3 points in that 5-set loss against Pool Smasher. She had 16 excellent sets. Rose Doria, 11 points, 3 blocks in the 4-set win. Again, HD Spikers coming off a 3-game winning streak. Meanwhile, Angels are on a 2-game losing slump. Not a good pass and an easy put away there for Cesarina off a double touch by Barbon. This is now a 5-0 run, Ivy, for the HD Spikers.
The struggle of the Angels is on and off, but it starts off with they're not able to convert their attacks into points and coverage as well.
That's going to be the second ace in one service sequence for Cayuna.
She has been serving very well. You know, while the Angels may be able to pick up her serves, but they're not being able to give out good passes.
Right. Much better pass that time by Soltones. Soltones blocked by Gonzaga. Soltones tries again. Goes over the block. Cayuna picks it up. Via General sends it to Molina. Cross court. Barbon. That's saved by Gonzaga. Jovelin off speed. Barbon trying to save it to no avail. The run continues. This is 7 unanswered points for the HD Spikers. That's their lead as well. 20-13 here in the opening set.
Good variation being done by Cignal right here. You can see a lot of hard hits and off speed. So that really confuses the defense of the Angels. They have to have time to get back into proper position.
Finally, the run ends, but only because Cayuna served it into the net. There was no side out for the Angels. They heard you, Ivy. You said close game, and the HD Spikers. What close game?
That was a good run by Cignal.
Good serve. Cayuna passes Molina cross court. Woo! Quick side out by the HD Spikers. Ces Molina has come alive here. 4 points. Made that 5 points already for Ces Molina.
This is that cross-court hit from Ces Molina.
And we talked about Molina in the open, one of our players in the spotlight. And she is stepping up early for the HD Spikers. Barbon with a bad pass.
He's actually the #3 scorer here in the league right now.
Gonzaga off speed, picked up by Buitre. Barbon with an up. No, it's going to be an easy over and a chance ball here for the HD Spikers. Oh, great delivery. Cayuna couldn't tap that point to her. She sent it to Doria.
You can see what Cignal really is doing here. You know, a lot of fast plays and really trying to break the net defense of the Angels, and they have been successful thus far.
This is now the biggest lead for the HD Spikers at 8 points. Another bad pass. Result is an easy over. Gandler with the left hand, picked up by Janelle Cheng. Barbon will set it up. This is going to be an off-system play, and Soltones sends it into the net. 9-point lead for the HD Spikers over the Angels in the opening set.
23 serving.
The biggest lead of the Angels was only 3 points back at 4-1. And since then, as Marian Buitre finally answers. Remember Marian Buitre, she had the first 3 points of the Angels, but she's been quieted by the stellar offense of the HD Spikers in the last 5 minutes.
Good down the line hit by Buitre.
Added Buitre in the starting lineup today, along with Casey Galdones, but these errors just haunting the Angels right now in the opening set. And this is 9 set points for the HD Spikers.
And if you remember, you know, in the game that the Petro Gazz had against the Creamline, it was also the errors that has cost them the game.
33 errors
That's
in
right.
5 sets. That's 6 errors per set. A little over 6 errors per set. And speaking of errors, there's one more. Bad pass, resulting in a tough second touch for Janelle Cheng. And it's all over. Do you believe it was going to be a 10-point win in the end after how close it was in the beginning?
So that was a very good run there from Cignal, really taking control of set number 1.
$25-15, a 10-point win for the HD Spikers in the opening set against the Angels, Ivy.
That's right. And we never thought that this first set would end this way because it started off very close. It was a tie, also an exchange of points from both of these teams, and each of the teams trying to keep it close. But when we reached that 6-point mark for Petro Gazz, Cignal just did a 5-point run. And they kept it close for a while, but when we reached a 13-point.
It was as close as 1 point, 13-12.
Well, that's right. And then Cignal just went on with the range of points. And you can see here the numbers, 13 attack points for Cignal, 7 only for Petro Gazz. Both did well in net defense with 2 blocks each, but one of the things that made it difficult also for Petro Gazz here in set number 1 was the services of Cignal. They scored 3 service aces, but not the thing that you cannot see with the numbers here is that they made it difficult for the receivers of the Petro Gazz. So that's why they had an easier opportunity, you know, to score in attacks. A lot of broken plays on the side of the Angels and the errors as well that the Angels committed. So 7 errors for the Angels, 6 for HD, but majority of the errors that you see here on the side of the Angels were committed towards the end, and that was actually very crucial.
2 of the 3 aces for the HD Spikers coming from one girl, Jel Cayuna. And I mentioned she had 2 aces already in that 4-set win against the Galleries High Tower. So she's been serving so well, Jel Cayuna. And she's also been setting so well. I mean, getting everybody involved. Doria with those quick sets. They go back row to Gandler, Gonzaga, also quicks from Meneses, and of course, Ces Molina with so many touches for the HD Spikers. Meanwhile, Chamzon is still part of the starting lineup in the second set, along with Galdones. But now, Aiza Maiza Puntillas is in the starting lineup for set number 2, Ivy.
So slowly inserting back the original starting 6 here for the Angels. So it will be interesting to see, you know, if we will be seeing substitutions.
Yeah. Well, new streaming experiences also await via the Pilipinas Live app, available for Filipinos everywhere. Download and subscribe now for 149 pesos. Second set underway. Molina off a combination play. Got it.
And we have been seeing quite a number of combination plays from Cignal, and I think that is working well to their advantage. You know, somehow it delays the blockers, and it also the defenders, on the floor defenders of the Angels really need time to read the attackers.
6 points for Molina already. There's a block against Puntillas on her first touch. Puntillas tries again off the block. It's outside. Aiza Puntillas with her first point of the match. Puntillas coming off back-to-back double-digit performances. 13 against the Cool Smashers, and she had 14 against the Crossovers. Remy Palma. Not a good pass there from Gandler. Gonzaga. Soltones with a dig. Here comes Puntillas once again. A tip picked up by General. Cayuna back set. A nice hit by Molina, but good back row defense coming from Soltones. Cayuna, back row Gandler. One-handed dig for Cheng. Gandler again, back row, it's outside, but there is a block touch going to be called against the Angels. No challenge.
It was a lucky break there for Vanny Gandler.
Yeah, Cayuna's been pushing these sets to the back row.
Right.
There's closer and closer to the net. Gandler showcasing her leaping ability and a little hang time there. Puntillas picked up by General. Gandler in the front row now. Cheng goes to Chami Chamzon. Cut shot picked up by Gandler. Gonzaga. Barbon with the up. Janelle Cheng goes to Puntillas once again. Aiza Puntillas with her second point of the match.
Another good hit by Maiza Puntillas.
Two-time UAAP champion. Aiza Puntillas. Now serving. Aiza Puntillas, a triple-double. 13 points, 16 digs, 15 receptions against the Cool Smashers in a losing effort. General passes. Here comes Gonzaga with a tip. Nobody even close. Barbon got a touch, but it wasn't good enough for a good up.
Another smart play there from Gonzaga. Again, you gotta love the variation that Jovelyn Gonzaga has with her attacks.
Former NU Lady Bulldog, Rose Doria with a serve. HD Spikers up by 1. Galdones on a running attack. Meneses with the first touch. Here comes Gandler against two blockers. Nobody even making a move for that ball anymore. Gandler now with 6. Meantime, sorry Ivy, for the Angels, no player with more than 3 points, while 2 players with 6 points at least for the HD Spikers.
So that shows us how how Angels are having a challenge in terms of converting their attacks into points. So one, of course, Cignal is also defending very well. You know, they're able to pick up almost all of the balls returned by the Angels.
Chamzon. That's dug by Doria, but not high enough and not near enough any of the other Angels as we send it courtside to Preliminaries.
I spoke with Ces Molina earlier, and she told me that ever since their loss to the Chocamucha Flying Titans, they've changed everything. Their skills, their mindset, just the way that they look at the game. And they're taking today's game very, very seriously. She actually let me know that they look at the Petro Gazz Angels as a bit of a rival. They've only beat them once before, and that was last conference. And when you're up against teams like that, you don't want to come in with fear in your eyes because they can sense it. So they're taking this game very seriously, and they look to keep finishing it or to finish it in 2 more sets. Now, this report was brought to you by the Pilipinas Live app. Download it now for only 149 pesos a month. Back to back.
All right, thank you, Franny. Well, they are rivals down to the very letter of the word because Cignal HD Spikers, they lost to Petro Gazz in the Open Conference last year, finished 3rd. They lost to Petro Gazz in the Reinforced Conference to finish 3rd as well. So each and every time they make it to the semifinals, they always meet up with the Angels, and the Angels always beat them. So obviously they've got a bone to pick here against the White Shirts.
That's right. And if we recall the team standings earlier, both of these teams are actually on the same boat right now. You know, they're trying to fight tooth and nail to get into that Final 4 spot.
Good serve by Galdones. There's Gandler. Galdones with the up. Soltones. Got it. Oh, there's a net touch on Soltones. I mean, if anything can go wrong, it will right now for the Angels, Ivy.
That's right. Almost a point there for Soltones, but she just had to hit the net on her way down. That's a net touch.
She strummed that net like a guitar.
For Cignal, Vanny Gambler.
So HD Spikers up by 2. Vanny Gandler with 6 points. Molina with 6. Gonzaga with 4. I mean, so many players contributing. Cayuna with 3. Doria with 3. Could serve. Palma. That's on the line. Palma, her second point. 1 point game. Chance to tie on the Janelle Cheng serve. Cheng to Soltones. Off speed. Pancake save by Molina. Wait a minute.
They would like to challenge a floor touch.
There's a challenge by Petro Gazz in the middle of the last play.
So there it is.
Floor touch. Challenge Petro Gazz. Mid-play floor touch.
Molina dove for it. Stretched out her palm to get the pancake save.
Ang gagawin mo, hihintay mo mag-pick yung bola ni Ate Chenki, tsaka mo paluin ng maayos. Okay? Kasi ano na yan eh, nagawa niya na ng paraan. So ikaw, papalo ka na lang. Kapag nag-double block at tsaka ka gumawa ng paraan. Ha?
Challenges, an opportunity for coaches as well for a mini timeout. Take a look. What do you think, Ivy?
Well, it was really hard to see from...
Challenge is successful.
it's not very clear, but the video that the technical is looking at is much more clear than that.
So there was apparently a floor touch already. So the save, the pancake save is unsuccessful. So they will replay the point. No, I believe, sorry, it's a point given to
The Angels.
Angels.
Right.
That's why we are tied at 6. Soltones will set it up for Puntillas. There's a block by Molina. Barbon sets it up for Soltones. That's dug by General. Molina. Barbon with the up. Cheng chases it down, goes to Puntillas with an off speed. That's very high. Easy pickup for Cayuna. The set by Gonzaga. Cayuna will hit. Rolls reversed right there. Soltones fires one in. General with a dig. Here comes Molina off speed. Soltones was right there. Palma will set for Puntillas. And Puntillas will score. That's going to be her third point. No, second point of the game.
Puntillas didn't really have enough space over that set given by Palma. But again, that's the wonders of being a lefty and a smart lefty at that.
So 2 straight points for the Angels, and they're up by 1, 7-6. 1-2 play, Cayuna, that is outside. There's going to be a challenge for Coach Shaq Dos Santos. They're saying it was on the line. Ball in, ball out challenge.
Challenge, Cignal, bowling.
We didn't see a challenge in the opening set, but both coaches using one of their 2 challenges early here in the second set. First of 3 games happening today right here at the Phil Sports Arena. The Akari Chargers against the Chocomucho Flying Titans coming up at 4 and 6 p.m. High-speed hitters, one of the hottest teams in the second All-Filipino Conference, coming off 5 straight wins. So we'll take on the Cheritigo Crossovers, looking for their 4th straight win.
So this is the replay of that.
Just touching the outer part of the line.
Yes, so it is called in. Very, very slight.
The ball doesn't deflate when it makes contact on the floor. That wouldn't have been in.
Right, right.
7-all. Serving for the HD Spikers,
Well, not deflate, but if it doesn't flatten as it makes contact with the floor, that wouldn't have been in. Menezes serves it outside. A point given up by the HD Spikers. Angels back up by 1. Soltones serving, looking for her first ace. She has 3 points.
And she gets her first ace.
Here's another look. That ball just a little too high for Gonzaga. Much better pass by Gandler. Molina. Wait a minute.
Oh, that is a violation against Cayuna. But that was actually a good play.
A rare error for the two-time PVL best setter, Jel Cayuna. So this is a 3-point lead off a 2-point run for the Angels. Oh, not a good pass there from Gandler. That's popped up by Cayuna. Chance ball for the Angels. Combination play, running attack, and Remy Palma puts it away.
One of the few combinations we've seen from the Angels, and this is executed perfectly.
Coach Shaq calling a timeout to try and stop this 4-point run by the Angels.
Tatlong set kailangan, hindi isang set. Okay? Mindset yan, yun ang mindset. Jen, okay yun, good set yun, good set. Okay? First ball lang, wala tayong problema sa mga atake. Receive lang tayo na maganda. Mas block defense, ha? Okay? Sige, go.
Mataas lang.
Mas iniipit mo nga yung...
Former National University players on your screens. Part of the Spikers turf now. Peter Torres, there's obviously president of Sports Vision, Ricky Palou, and Coach Tai Bundit.
Rachel Soltones continues to serve for the Angels.
Another good serve there from Soltones. They're up by 4 points, and finally a side out for Ces Molina. Now with 7 points.
The Angels have done well with that. It was actually a 4-point run.
Serving for Cignal HD.
Cayuna has 2 aces. 2 of her 3 points. Jumps on. Blocked by Gonzaga. First kill block for Gonzaga. 5 points already for Javelin. Quick 2-point answer for the HD Spikers. And they are within 2 points as well. Oh, another service ace. That's service ace number 3 for Jel Cayuna. What is it with the serve of Cayuna that's so hard to get, Ivy? I mean, we're looking at it right now. Great shot by our director, Marvin Chavez.
Well, you know, Jel Cayuna's serve really flies low over the net. It's fast. So, no, when you see the ball coming at you, you feel like, you know, you're right there. But suddenly dips as well. So it's a good floater.
Ces Molina with another kill as the run is complete. A 4-point answer by the HD Spikers to tie the game at 11.
And this is where Cignal has been doing well here in this game. You know, they're behind or they trail behind and score, but they're able to score consecutive runs.
Villa General sets it up. They go to Gonzaga this time. That's popped up by Soltones. Pontillas adjusts, fires one in. Gandler with a dig. Battle up the net. There's a touch from Gonzaga. So that stops the 4-point run of the HD Spikers. Angels will go back on top after that sequence. You see the touch on the jersey, the body, the hair of Gonzaga. Although apparently, according to Yul Benosa, a longtime referee, a hair touch is no longer a net touch.
That's right.
Even the jersey touch is not a net touch. As long as it's, you know, the jersey isn't tight and your whole body doesn't slam into the net, as you see Palma with a service error. If it's a loose jersey and it touches the net, it's not
going to be called a violation.
right.
That's right.
And the service zone, Cesc Molina.
Molina with 8 points, no aces yet. Passing has been an issue, especially reception as Chamzon knocks it in for the Angels. So, first and only technical timeout here. Reached by the Angels. They're up by one, 13-12. Second set against the HD Spikers. Coach Timmy Santo Tomas. You gotta remember this point of the opening set, Ivy. 13-12, Petro Gazz was up, and then 7-point run for the HD Spikers, and they quickly finished the set. So let's see if these Angels can protect this 1-point lead and even maybe add to it.
That's right. So similar story we've seen in the first set.
Good pass by Gandler. Doria. Don't look now. That's the first point to get the side out for the HD Spikers. Can they mount another run? Will it be deja vu for the Angels here in set number 2?
Service, Roslyn Doria.
Former first best middle blocker in season 81 of the UAAP. No runs for the HD Spikers as Doria serves it outside.
Service errors already for Cignal here in this set.
Serving is Nicole Tiamson.
General with a nice pass. Cayuna goes back set. There's a single lady block by Soltones. The save by Molina. Cheng, well, combination play. Soltones with a push. Popped up by Gonzaga. Here comes Gandler from the other side. Cheng with the first touch. Soltones. Blocked by Riri Meneses, who's shaking her head saying, not this time.
Good net defense from Cignal. Meneses reading Soltones very well.
First point for Riri Meneses off a kill block. 1-point game. Soltones blocked again. Oh, my goodness. Meneses has Soltones' number here in set number 2.
Back-to-back blocks for Riri Meneses.
Chance to tie on this serve. Ooh, and yes, because of an attack fault, the game is tied at 15. Beg your pardon, this is now a 16-14 advantage for the HD Spikers off an attack error by Casey Galdones. Good pass by Barbon. Galdones trying to make up for the error earlier. The dump by Meneses, dug by Chamzon. Soltones blocked again. Oh! 3 times denied Gretzel Soltones. And the HD Spikers, Ivy, same position, same modus operandi as they're making a run here for Coach Billy Santo Tomas to call a timeout.
Balik pa ito eh. Mataas yung bola. Kailangan natin tsagain. Okay, sa cover eh. Ate Chengs, nakababad na dito yung dalawa. Kailangan mo magpaikot. Okay? Kailangan natin magpaikot ng tao. Pwede kang mag-B-tres, pwede kang mag-running, tres sa gitna. Kailangan mo lang iiwas kay Meneses. Ha? Kasi kailangan na nakaka-receive naman tayo, okay? So,
Tara. Hey, Petro Gazz Angels!
All right, let's see if the Angels can make the necessary adjustments. There's Coach Roger Goreyev with a mask speaking to Ricky Palou, the president of Sports Vision. It's a 3-point game. Good pass. A dig by Gonzaga. Oh, Gambler with an off-speed. She looked even surprised when she hit the shot, Ivy.
But that donut hole in the middle of the Angels has got them points earlier. So Musa now coming in for the Angels.
Rania Musa off the bench after starting in the game against the Cool Smashers, came up with 3 points. Rania Musa off a running attack, dug by Generalo on the down-the-line hit. Back row, Molina, yes! And here we go again. The run has begun for the HD Spikers. They lead by 5.
6-point run for Cignal. So the struggle with the defense for the Angels is the problem that they're having here right now.
Overpass. Meneses against the double block, knocked it in. There's an attack by Cayuna. Here comes Soltones. Gets it through, but General with coverage. Back row, Molina. Picked up by Tiamzon. Running attack by Musa. Yes, off a block touch. Rania Musa will score her first point of the match coming off the bench.
Rania a little bit cold, but manages to score for the Angels.
So they stop the run, Ivy, but they are down by 4 late in the second set. Rania Musa out of the College of St. Benil. Cayuna, the Gandler, yes! Vandy Gandler with 8 points already.
Another good combination play for Cignal.
Service,
Gandler coming off a 14-point performance. 3 straight games she scored in double digits. By the way, all 14 points. 14 against Akari, 14 against Farm Fresh, and 14 against Galleries High Towers. There's a point for Palma. Shaq de los Santos was stopping traffic along Henry Javier, posing for selfies with some fans. We're coming into the Phil Sports Arena. Nice serve by Janelle Cheng. Off-system play. It's an easy over for the HD Spikers. Ooh, poor back set. Palma somehow gets it across the net. There's a save by Cayuna. So Torres against a double block. This time will score against the block combo of Cayuna and Meneses.
Earlier, she has been denied, but this time around, she uses the hands of the blocker to score the points for the Angels.
You love how she didn't get frustrated,
Right.
Ivy. After 3 straight blocks, killed blocks, she still attempted and scored. Finally, Molina blocked by Palma. Gonzaga, they go back to Ces Molina. Off speed, overpass by Cheng. Cayuna with the attack and the point. Jen Cayuna now with 6 points.
Cayuna being aggressive at the net. So you can really not discount her
Yep.
as an attacker.
She used to be a spiker
Right.
for Lady Tamaraos back with FEU, the UAAP.
HD Spikers Preliminaries.
4-point game. 21 serving 17. Second set. Soltones blocked up top. There's a power dump by Remy Palma to score back-to-back points. She has 5 already. Take another look at the former Lady Tamarao. Remy Palma with the dump. And if you hear the round of applause to our microphones, that's because Jonah Sabete, the top scorer of the Angels, in the game for the first time today. She will come off the bench. Ayuna. There's a triple block against Molina, and Remy Palma is all fired up. She has the last 3 points of the Angels.
3 blockers going up against Molina.
Angels making a run late here in the second set. Cayuna sets it up. Doria blocked by Sabete. And Doria touches the net. Sabete making an impact off the bench. Sabete, she's been playing so great in the second All-Filipino Conference. 4 games in double-digit scoring for Jonas Sabete. As there's a net touch challenge here. The net touch call was against Doria. So the coaching staff of Coach Chang saying she didn't touch it. Our officials, first referee is Herbert Matematico and second referee is Erlindo Eusebio. There's a clear net touch on Doria. So unsuccessful challenge for Coach Shaq de Los Santos and the HD Spikers.
But that challenge could be, just to break the momentum of the Angels as well.
Well, will that happen? We'll find out. Soltones continues to serve. Soltones now with 7. She is the top scorer for the Angels. 4 from attacks, 2 from blocks, and 1 ace. Cayuna sets it. Molina! Yes! Side out Cignal. They're back up by 2. Here's Jel Cayuna again, though. If you're the Angels, should you be worried? Remember, Cayuna, she has 3 aces today.
That's right. And during her service run, the Angels had a hard time giving out a good pass.
Oh, a bad pass, speaking of passing, but somehow the HD Spikers get it across the net. Here comes Palma on a running attack. Cayuna pops it up. 1-2 play by Molina. Good defense by the Angels. Here comes Sabete. Oh, Jonas Sabete, her first attack point. And it's a 1-point game.
Sabete with an immediate impact here for the Angels.
Such a high leaper, so athletic, Jonas Sabete. 22 points in the last game, second leading scorer after the 23 of Soltones in that 5-set loss against the undefeated Cool Smashers. Cayuna will set it. Molina got it. Says Molina, now in double digits with 11. First player in double digits for either team. And it's a 2-point cushion here for Cignal, and they're also 2 points away from winning their second consecutive set. Short pass, Sabete. Off the block, Sabete, back-to-back points.
Take a look at that attack. That's up against Gonzaga.
1-point game, chance to tie on the Pontilla serve. Cayuna will set, Candler will attack, blocked by Janelle Cheng. Gonzaga got it. And it is going to be 2 set points for the HD Spikers.
Gonzaga, as usual, doing a good job in using the hands of her blockers to her advantage. We've seen her do that, a lot of times already.
Gonzaga with 6 points. Doria with one ace already. She has 4 points. Short pass by Barbon. Sabete. Cut shot. Jonah Sabete has perfected that hit. 3 points off the bench here, all in the second set, Ivy, for Jonah Sabete.
And she has been playing like for only how many minutes?
Yep. So 1 set point saved. There's one more for the HD Spikers. Sabete serving. She had 2 aces in their last game. Ooh. And she is upset at herself for throwing away the last point of set number 2. And just like that, the HD Spikers up 2 sets to nothing against the Angels. But if you're Petro Gazz, they should be satisfied, or should they be satisfied that it's a closer set, Ivy?
Well, definitely better performance for them here in
Set number 2 as we check some of the highlights.
That's right. So better performance on the side of the Angels for set number 2, despite the fact that they lost it. But you know, they had more, or they had better runs and better sequences here in set number 2, and in the addition of Jonah Sabete towards the latter part of the set, that actually also helped the Angels in scoring. But you know, the struggle, I think, with the Angels at the first part of the set was really more in converting, or the reception. You know, there's a lot of, they've committed also significant number of errors at the crucial part of the match. Let's take a look at the numbers for set number 2. HD Spikers still up ahead in terms of attack points, 15 of only 13 for Petro Gazz. The blocking of Cignal has been exceptional in set number 2, and this is one of the things that made it difficult also for the Angels in the second
with 6 points, Gandler with 8 points for the HD Spikers. The Angels are led by Soltones with 7. Remy Palma with 5 points. Janelle Cheng has yet to score, but she's distributed the ball very well. For Coach Timmy Santo Tomas, Sapete off the bench with 3 points. What a lift she was in set number 2, Ivy.
That's right. Again, in the very few minutes that she has been inside the court, she already made an impact for the Angels. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing her starting off right now. So much a more familiar starting 6 here for the Angels in the 3rd set.
This is their original starting 6 with Musa, Puntillas, and Sapete in the starting lineup. All right, so Coach Timmy Santo Tomas pulling out all the guns and putting them on the floor. Well, let's see how this 3rd set will unfold. Cheng sets it. Palma with a push. Pancake save is good. Chance ball here for the Angels. Puntillas got it. The first point of set number 3 going to the Angels.
Puntillas always chooses a very good angle with her attacks.
Maizo Puntillas with, that's going to be her 3rd point of the game. Doria with a push, kept alive by Sapete. Palma, popped up by General. Gonzaga against the double block. Cheng goes back to Sapete. Nice dunk by Molina, but the save coming from Tempiatura and Palma with the tip for the 2nd straight point of the HD, make that the Angels here in set number 3.
And we have the leading scorers for the Cignal HD Spikers, Molina with 11, and for the Petro Gazz Angels, it's Palma.
General pops it up. Molina. Tempiatura doing a good job in the back row for the Angels. General. Molina once again. Maizo Puntillas picks it up. Palma with the tip. Gonzaga. Good save by Cayuna. And Gonzaga sends it over. Cheng with the first touch. Soltones will play setter. They go to Puntillas. Blocked by Gonzaga, or make that Molina. General with the up. Gandler back row. Tempiatura with the save. Soltones sets it for Sapete. General. Here's Molina with the up. Gandler again back row. It's outside. There's going to be a challenge here. A very quick signal challenge for Coach Shaq de los Santos.
Well, this would be an important challenge for them, you know, to try change the momentum of the game. A good start for the Angels so far. More aggressive, you know, Petro Gazz actually coming in here in the 3rd set.
If this challenge is successful, it's going to be the first point for the HD Spikers. They're down 2-0 so far here in set number 3, but they're up 2-0. Both teams at 4-2 in the standings, Ivy, so very important game for these two teams. But if you're the Angels, as you look at the HD Spikers, they're coming off 4 straight wins. If you're the Angels, if you didn't lose the last 2 games, they'd be at the top of the standings right now.
That's right. So let's take a look at the replay.
Oh, so
that was outside.
So another unsuccessful challenge for Coach Shaq de los Santos. He just files it off. His batting average pretty low today when it comes to challenges. He lost a couple as well in set number 2. So 3 straight points for the Angels to start off the 3rd set. Nice pass from Gandler. Molina. So Tones with a dig, popped up by Sapete, who falls down. General. Left-handed tip by Doria. Sapete. Got it. Jonas Sapete. Now it's 4 points. Meanwhile, substitution for the HD Spikers. As Jacqueline Acuna, former Lady Bulldog, in the game for the first time today. The pass. Acuna hits and sends it outside. 5 1-0 start for the Angels, Ivy, here in set 3. Early timeout here. One of the timeouts used by Coach Shaq de Los Santos to try and sort it out. We'll listen in.
Sabi ko sa inyo, kapag yan yung nawala, ha? Jackie, distansya.
Balik boy, balik boy.
Sige, balik nyo lang doon, pero kailangan may pasa para may play tayo. Wala tayong receiving. Okay? Tsaga. Okay? One good pass muna, first ball lang, first ball. Kailangan natin yan. Okay?
Control natin.
Recover lang.
6 lang yung receive it, hindi umabot sa harap.
Sige, tsaga lang ha.
Basta lahat gawa para kung nagsitaw ni Jel, gawa natin.
Gawa ng para. Okay?
Confidence sa kasama natin. Signal! Awesome!
Well, nothing very specific in the timeout, Ivy, for Coach Shaq de Los Santos.
Yes, just reminding them how important the first ball is. They did struggle, you know, over the last few points. They did struggle with the first ball. Betches and Honest on your screens has been doing a good job at the service line. A lot of pressure on her serves.
7 points for Soltones already. Cayuna sets it for Molina. Cut shot, dug by Pontillas. Sabete, this time turned away.
It's a block point for Cignal.
First point for the HD Spikers as they stop the 5-point run by the Angels. We'll turn it over to Fanny Reyes.
2 sets down, trabaho at tiyaga ang hinahanap ni Coach Timmy from the Petro Gazz Angels. Aside from that, they were also reminded of their floor defense with Coach Vince talking to the liberos specifically. These are the things that they need to win. Yes, nakakahabol sila in the previous sets, but it doesn't matter. They need to start strong para hindi rin makahabol ang Cignal HD Spikers. Now, earlier I also spoke with Gretchen Sotones. She told me, on the other hand, that the key to winning is energy and enjoyment. Coming into this set, the energy of the Petro Gazz Angels is a little down, but I think they're just about to turn things around. Now, this report was brought to you by the Pilipinas Live app. Download now for only 149 pesos. Let's send it back to the game.
All right, thank you, Franny. Well, that energy coming from Jonas Sabete. Who else? Off the bench in set number 2. Starter here in set number 3. She has 5 points already.
And she has been performing well, very aggressive actually, you know. And the energy that she has brought in has helped the Angels.
Only a 2-point run for the HD Spikers. They're down by 4. Biggest lead was 5 points for the Angels. Sabete with a tip. General to Gandler. Palma with a dig. Cheng to Pontillas. Picked up by Molina. Gonzaga sends it over underhand. Easy over. Ranyamusa pushes. Cayuna with a touch. Here comes Gonzaga. Jovelyn Gonzaga picked up by Cheng. Overpass. The dump attempt by Acuna. Pontillas. Yes! A 2-point answer by the Angels after the 2-point run by the HD Spikers, and the lead is back to its biggest at 5 points for Petro Gazz. 7 serving 2. Palma with 6 points. Gandler got it. Gandler now in double digits with 10 points. Her fourth game in double digits already. Combination play. And Sabete hit it outside.
Lucky break there for a Cignal. Petro Gazz gives them a free point out of that error.
So 2 straight points for the HD Spikers. Acuna coming off a 1-point performance in the win against Galleries High Towers. Pontillas will touch the net. And this is a 3-point run now for the HD Spikers. From down 5, they are within 2 points.
That's 2 errors from Petro Gazz.
Good serving by Acuna. There's a push attempt by Musa, blocked by Meneses. And that will be, off the block. And Pontillas hits it off the outer arm of Vanny Gandler. This hit off the block will stop the three-point run of the HD Spikers. Such a smart player, Aizaman.
right.
And that's the experience that Puntillas brings to the floor. Ooh, awful combination play. Patty Gamber now with the 11.
Also an excellent set from Cayuna.
Gonzaga with 6, no aces yet. Cheng to Sabete. Off speed, Jonas Sabete. A smart play. Sabete now with 6.
Petro Gazz, Jonas Sabete.
Out of Escalante City, Negros Occidental, Jonas Sabete with the serve. Not a good first touch there. Soltones blocked. Soltones gets the first touch. Cheng. They go back row. Sabete into the net.
2-0 for Sabete.
Coach Timmy Santo Tomas on your screens. 2-point game. Danny Gandler already with 1 ace and 1 block. Part of her 11 points in the game today. Overpass. Easy put away for Ces Molina, who now picks up her 12th point, and it's a 1-point game.
Ces Molina being her usual consistent self for the HD Spikers.
Now a chance to tie on the Gandler serve for the HD Spikers. Good serve. Cheng. Rania Musa. Sabete. Musa. Yes! Rania Musa maintains a 2-point cushion for the Angels. Here with the third set. 10 serving 8. That is outside. So she scores and she faults.
So that service error cuts the lead down to 1. 10, 9 serving 10.
Meneses. No aces yet. She has 1 point off a kill block. 1-2 play, Janelle Cheng, but that was quick response there by Gonzaga with a dig. Battle at the net. Molina ties the game at 10-all with her 13th point.
Quite unusual to see Baby Meneses with a type hit. Just a block by Molina.
First block for Molina. Chance to take the lead for the HD Spikers for the first time in set number 3. Sabete. Oop, wait a minute. Illegal attack there by Sabete. I think she's a back row player. 2 straight errors, Ivy, for the Angels. An overpass, and then Sabete hitting the ball past the attack line. So HD Spikers on top by 1. Take a look at the look by Janelle Cheng. They're now down by 1. Running attack, Palma. Molina. Overpass, Meneses with a dig. Here comes Molina again. Ooh, against the 2 blockers. Puts it in. Back-to-back points for Ces Molina.
Ces Molina continuing to do the damage here for the HD Spikers.
4-0 run for the HD Spikers. They're up by 2. Molina has 14 already. Remember, Molina coming off a 17-point performance. Soltones. Gandler with the first touch. Molina again. Cut shot. Picked up by Soltones. Cheng back to Gretzel. Down the line. Gretzel knocks it in.
Petro Gazz, Cignal HD.
Service is outside for Cheng. A lot of unforced errors in this third set for the Angels. They're down by 2 as we get to our one and only technical timeout here in the third set. Spikers turf, where power meets passion. Back here inside the Phil Sports Arena, third set between the HD Spikers, who are coming off looking for their 4th straight win. They've won 3 straight, and they're trying to take down the Angels in straight sets. They've picked up the first 2 sets already, winning by 10 in the first set, winning by 2 in the second set. They're up by 2 here in set number 3. Meanwhile, the Angels are coming off 2 straight losses. They want to snap that, get back on the winning track. But the kicker is, both teams are 4 and 2 in the standings, so they're tied. So really, the winner pushes the losing team down in the standings and climb up, get a better position going into the semifinals.
Yes, that's right. But as if we have 3 teams actually on the same standings right now and with a 4-2 record. So if Cignal wins this in 3 sets, then that is an advantage for them, as again, one of the teams goes down further in the team standings.
Ooh, bad serve there coming from Jel Cayuda. And that's saying a lot because she's been serving so well this entire match. Coach Shaq is not bothered at all. And he still has, or his team still has a 1-point lead. Soltones. 8 points for Soltones so far. Underhand pass, too close to the net. But smart play by the 29-year-old Ces Molina. Now, she only had 1 shot, and that was it, right?
That's right. So she just pushed that in the hands of the blocker with a little swipe, forcing it out.
So back to a 2-point cushion here for the HD Spikers. 14 serving 12. Palma. And there's a net touch.
That's a net violation error.
Acuna. We call it a net touch. And she kind of that slight nod to Coach Shaq, because I think Coach Shaq was saying, did you really touch it? Because he was going to challenge. And Acuna gave him the little nod. And yeah, no need to challenge. I touched it. 1-point game. 13 serving 14. General with the up. Gandler, that's going to be a tough shot. Overpass. Palma was... No, Portillas was all over that ball. And a 2-point run here for the Angels. They tie the game at 14 all in set number 3. Palma with 6. Nice serve. Tough shot there for Gonzaga. Here comes Puntillas. Yes, back-to-back points for Puntillas, and the Angels climb up from down 2 points. They're up by 1.
Good run here from the Angels. So this rotation here from Cignal, you know, this is a rotation that the Angels can take advantage of.
But they throw it away on the serve. Remy Palma with the error, and they're tied at 15. In a set this time, especially for the Angels, they can't afford to give up 3 points, Ivy.
That's right. 3 service errors already for the Angels here in this set.
Rania Musa, yes! Rania Musa now with 3 points. Really using that 5'11" frame, Rania Musa, to score the point. Short serve, almost an overpass. Meneses is partially blocked. Gandler with the tip. Cheng with a touch. Tempiatura sets it for Sapete. Yes! Sapete now with 7. Angels up by 2. Nunag with a touch there for the HD Spikers. Little combination play, Sapete. That's dug by Cayuna. Gandler. Tempiatura pops it up. Musa with a tip. It did not cross the net.
But she had the right thing in mind, and had that crossed the net, it could have been a point for the Angels.
There was a hole
Right.
on the left side of the HD Spikers court as Giselle C seeing action for the first time, along with Chin Basas, 2 former Lady Tamaraos coming in at the same time.
22 out, 10, Basas in.
So the HD Spikers keeping their front lines full, so 3 attackers still with that substitution.
Basas coming off a 3-point performance. She was a starter against Gallery's High Tower. Cheng. Nice play for Janelle Cheng on an option at the net. Back to a 2-point lead for the Angels.
Serving for the Angels, Jonas Sapete.
Basas. Picked up by Tempiatura. Here comes Soltones. Through the block of Gandler. The Angels back up by 3. Biggest lead by Sabete and the Angels was 5. They're up by 3 now. Good pass by Nunag. Meneses, dug by Puntillas. Soltones. Oh, Soltones with back-to-back points. It's now a 4-point cushion for the Angels, Ivy.
Danny Gandler had a hand at that. Probably thought that there was somebody else to cover that for her.
$16 points for the HD Spikers. Giselle C sets it up. Basas didn't like it. Rania Musa running attack. Got it. It's back to the biggest lead of the Angels at 5 points. 21-16 here in set number 3.
Cignal struggling with their defense both at the net and on the floor.
And Gonzaga seems to be cramping up. This is a 5-0 run for Sabete and the Angels to restore their biggest lead of the set. Good pass by Molina. Giselle C to Gandler. Got it. There's a side out for the HD Spikers. Gandler, that's her 12th point. (17) serving 21. Musa with a push and a bad first touch there from Meneses. No runs for the HD Spikers, Ivy.
That's right. After breaking that 4-point run of the Angels, they're not able to recover, score back-to-back points.
Meantime, one of the starting 6 in the opening set and the second set, Jambi Chamzon returns off the bench this time in set number 3. 5-point lead for the Angels. Gandler with the pass. Giselle C sets it for Molina. Cheng goes to Palma and she knocks it in. Remy Palma now with 7 points.
Easy tip for Remy Palma. So these tips are making it difficult for Cignal. Angels actually scored quite a couple of points, with that drop shots.
Bad pass from Gandler. This is now the biggest lead of the Angels at 6. Chamzon to Soltones, off speed. Meneses picking it up. Nunag will set it. Here comes Molina again. Through the block. Overpass there by Palma. Back row Gandler. And it's outside.
Calling for a check.
All right, a block touch challenge here. The point was awarded to the Angels. Right now, Coach Shaq de los Santos and the HD Spikers, Ivy, just grasping on straws here. They may not have even touched the blockers, but right now they're going for anything. Up by 2 sets, the HD Spikers. They looked in position late in set number 3, but somehow these Angels came alive, Ivy, and started putting on consecutive points with the serve of Sabete. Ooh. Yep, forefinger.
Yes, there was a touch.
By an inch of the forefinger, there's a block touch.
But I think, Van Gandler was quite sure of that after her attack.
So a successful challenge for Coach Shaq de los Santos.
HD Spikers 11 out to Doria in.
So they get a side out. It's a 5-point game. Angels 2 points away from winning their first set in this match.
Serving is Riri Meneses.
Meneses. Good pass by Puntillas. Here comes Soltones. Molina. Oh, that was an overpass by Molina. And Palma put it away. This is 6 set points for the Angels.
The Petro Gazz Angels are now at set point. Serving for the set, Janelle Cheng.
Cheng, no aces yet. Ooh. Saved by Dunag on a really bad pass there on the second touch. And Soltones puts it away off the block. What a turnaround here in set number 3, Ivy, for the Angels.
Definitely good performance from the Angels, and we've seen this go up. They scored 23 on the second set, and now they're able to steal the third set.
Soltones now in double digits with 11 points. Her 3rd straight game in double digits.
That they try to get this match or stretch it out to 5 sets. Both of these teams, as we mentioned earlier, are in equal footing in the team standings, both with 4 wins and 2 losses. As we take a look at the highlights for set number 3. The Angels started off strong with a 5-0 run, and the Cignal manages to catch up and somehow tie the match in between. But the Angels pretty consistent here in set number 3. A lot of good runs and good attacks given out by the Angels. And here we take a look at the numbers. 19 attack points for Petro Gazz in set number 3, and the HD Spikers only able to convert 7 of their attempts into attacks. 3 block points for the HD Spikers. No aces scored in the 3rd set. And although the Petro Gazz Angels had more errors in that set, but the attack points compensated for that. So they were more aggressive, in converting those opportunities into points.
New streaming experiences also wait via the Pilipinas Live app. Available for Filipinos everywhere. Download and subscribe now for 149 pesos. Second straight 4-setter for the HD Spikers. They're coming off a 4-set win against the Galleries High Towers. Meantime, the Angels coming off a 5-set loss. And that's the only way they can win this game if they send this into a 5th setter. They are down 2-1. Rania Musa, big lift off the bench today. She's not part of the starting lineup. She's been able to contribute. Already with 4 points, Rania Musa. What changed, Ivy? I mean, you mentioned, you used the word aggressive in set number 3 for the Angels, especially in the beginning when they built a 5-0 lead at the start.
Well, I think in the set number 3, they're more comfortable in terms of their movements inside the court. So the shift in attitude, I think, helped also the Angels. But on the other side of the court, the HD Spikers actually struggled, with their first ball. So that also gave an opportunity for the Angels, and I think they did very well in trying to maximize that. Having HD Spikers struggle with the reception.
But speaking of aggressive, a much more aggressive start here for the HD Spikers as Danny Gandler knocks that one in. Gandler now with 13. Meanwhile, for the HD Spikers here in set number 4, what do they do to make sure this match doesn't see a 5-set or a 5-setter?
Well, I think we've heard Coach Shaq mention it in the previous timeouts. Really, passing would be very important here for the HD Spikers. And of course, the errors as well. While the errors are not far away from each other, but for HD Spikers, they committed these errors towards the end of the set, so that can be crucial also.
Molina pops it up. And nice to see Gonzaga back in the game after she was getting her left calf stretched out earlier, and she's been diving all over the floor since the start of the game. Gandler with the first 2 points of set number 3. We'll make that set number 4, and it's a 2-0 start for the HD Spikers against the Angels.
Or maybe we can give half credit to that point to Dominic Gonzaga, who's really been all over the court here for the HD Spikers.
I mean, the PT of HD Spikers will really have to work on Gonzaga after this game. She has really been sacrificing her body. What a cut shot there for Gonzaga. That's partially blocked by Palma. Gonzaga tries again. There's a net touch against Soltones. So a 3-0 start for the HD Spikers here in set 4.
The reverse story of the beginning for the set we're seeing here as we take a look at the leading scorers. Molina now with 16 points and Soltones with 9 points for the Angels.
Bad pass there for Barbon. Aiza Pontillas rejected. 4-0 run for the HD Spikers to start the 4th set.
Seldom do we see Pontillas being shut down or denied at the net.
Gandler now with 15. Higher output than her 14 points in that game against Galleries High Towers. There is a shot there by Pontillas. It is outside There's no challenge. It's just a timeout for Coach Timmy Santo Tomas. They are down 5-0 here in set number 4.
Timeout, Petro
Okay,
Gazz.
nagmamadali na naman tayo sa pasa natin, tsaka sa atake natin. Nakita nyo, lahat ng mga lahat ng mga pasa natin medyo malayo sa net. So expect nyo na, madadalawa yung wings natin. So kailangan natin tibayin yung coverage natin. Okay? Wing, liberos, yung mga rumi-receive, kailangan natin pasahan ng isang maganda si Ate Chenky. Okay? Kasi hindi tayo makakapagpaikot ng tao kapag lahat ng pasa natin hindi umaabot ng atake. Mahirapan yung center natin. Ha?
Hey, Petro Gazz!
All right, what went wrong in the beginning here for Coach Timmy Santo Tomas and the Angels, Ivy?
Well, he has been mentioning it all over again, and it's all about the passes. Asking for the Angels if they can give out good passes, you know, to make it easier for their setter, of course, to have better option to execute the play.
Well, the pass wasn't perfect, but Sultan is able to knock it in and get a side out for the first point of the Angels. Let's turn it over to Franny Reyes.
I really feel the urgency from the Cignal HD Spikers. Earlier in the huddle, Coach Shaq was telling them, mamaya na kayo mapagod or magpahinga. Magsipag muna kayo dito sa laban na ito. Now they were out attack at nawalan sila ng receive. The Cignal HD Spikers were not able to adjust to the Petro Gazz Angels, but you really feel that they want to end it now, and there will be no more fifth set. Now, this report was brought to you by the Pilipinas Live app. Download now for only 149 pesos a month. Back to the game.
All right, thank you, Franny. If they lose this set, talking about the HD Spikers, it will be clear-cut. The momentum will be on the Angels' side going into the fifth set, so they really can't afford to lose this because fifth set can really go either way.
That's right.
Manny Gandler with the side out there, Ivy, and it's a 4-point cushion here for Cignal. Their biggest lead was 5 points in the fourth set. Ooh, nice serve, almost didn't make it. Cheng, back set. Pontillas with a push. General, that's popped up by Cayuna. Pontillas on a 1-2 play, got it. Sabete now with 8. Much better pass. Off-speed hit is good for Gonzaga, and she was wincing as she went down, but she's telling the staff she's okay. She's a fighter, she's a warrior, she's going to stay on the floor. And she, you know, you can tell she's not 100%.
That's right, that's right. And actually, the third set, she was limping when she was subbed out.
So that's going to be a crucial factor here. And if you're the Angels, you're going to look at that and see if you can send a few balls down the way of Jovelyn Gonzaga. There's a dump by Rania Musa. Rania Musa now with 5 points.
Serving for Petro Gazz.
Cayuna to Molina. Cheng, blocked by Molina up top. Tempiatura to Sabete. Oh, Jonah Sabete. I mean, she was only, let me check, she was only 28% from the field in the last game, but today almost everything she hits turns into a point, Ivy.
That's right, very high attack success rate here for Jonah Sabete, and that one just goes in between two blockers.
Could have been a point that ties the game, but service fault by Aizo Ventillas makes it a 2-point lead for Jovelyn Gonzaga and the HD Spikers.
And servicing again, Jovelyn Gonzaga.
Cheng Pero Sapete, Sapete once again, there's something about the way she's hitting today.
That's right. That was actually not the hardest of hits, an off-speed hit. But just the right amount of force to keep it short.
Back to a 1-point game, 7 serving 8. Sapete now in double digits. That's gonna be 5 straight games she scored in double digits. The only player to do that for the Angels in the All-Filipino Conference. Soltones knocks it. Retzel, that's gonna be her 13th point.
Spot open area in the defense of the Cignal HD Spikers.
Nunag with a great pass. 1-2 play for Cayuna. Jel Cayuna today, 7 points already. A really high scoring affair for a setter, Jel Cayuna. Only 4 points for Cayuna in their last game, along with 21 excellent sets. Doria. The pass by Soltones. Soltones gets it back. There's a dig by Molina. Cayuna diving for it on the second touch. Gandler will just send it over. Back set. Palma dug by Cayuna. Meneses with a push. Tempiatura sets it for Soltones. Yes! Back-to-back points for Soltones. Now 15 already.
That attack just too strong for Doria.
10-all, set 4. Malabanan with a pass. Gandler. Yes! $18 points for Vanny Gandler. Both teams trading points here in set number 4.
Cignal, of course, would want to end this match in 4 sets, but the Angels would definitely not want to trail behind or play catch-up once again.
Gandler against 2 blockers, blocked by Palma. Malabanan, cross court, got it. Jerry Lee Malabanan with her first point of the match. Cayuna with 3 aces in the game. Part of her 7 points today. Not a good first ball for Soltones. Soltones gets it back. Off the block, Retzel Soltones. She did the receive, and she still made the hit.
That's right. Good adjustment from Soltones. And those are the kinds of sets that are quite difficult to hit because it comes from the back.
Kulang na lang sa kanya na rin yung second touch, no? She almost did everything. I mean, 2/3 of that play was all Soltones as Gandler missed hits. 12 all, set 4. Angels down 2-1. Nice serve. That's the second ace for Soltones, taking us to our first and only technical timeout. 13-12, Angels up over the HD Spikers. The good-sized crowd inside the venue, checking out the first of our 3 games right here on Pilipinas Live and on One Sports Plus. Right now, these ladies, the Angels, coming off 2 straight losses. They are at 4-2 in the standings. Across the net is a team coming off 3 straight wins and are also at 4-2 in the standings. Vanny Gandler and the rest of the HD Spikers. Cignal up 2-1. Coming into set number 4. Cayuna to Meneses with the tip. Then Piatura with the pancake save. Easy over for the Angels. Good save by Isa Puntillas. Meneses can't put it away. The back set, Vanny Gandler, single blocker, got it.
It's a ball touch.
Cignal scoring off, coming off from the timeout.
Service.
13 all. Side out for the HD Spikers. Gandler now with 19 points. There's Palma with the point. Angels back up by 1. Remy Palma now with 9 points. Palma coming off a 14-point performance. Almost a service ace. Good thing Cayuna was right there in front of where the ball dropped. Sapete. Blocked up top by Malabanan. Maizo Puntillas blocked. Dug by Soltones. Puntillas tries again. Gandler with the up. Cayuna sets it for Malabanan. That's too strong.
Good touch from the blockers.
There will be a challenge.
Signal on the last play. Ball touch.
Malabanan wasn't signaling anything, but Coach Shaq De Los Santos thought it better to challenge. Let's see if they can get a point off this very tight contest in set number 4.
Huwag niyo makalimutan yun. Una, advantage tayo. May dalawang set na tayo, isang set na lang.
Yes,
So kailangan, yun yung maisip natin. Huwag tayo mag-act dun sa nangyayari pag mga error na. Ha? So balik ulit tayo, compose lang. Ha?
Yes!
Here's the challenge.
There did not seem to be any block touch, so probably that challenge again was just to break the momentum of the Angels. Be able to squeeze in a few words for with the girls.
Cignal loses a challenge and will
Never seen Coach Shaq angry. You ever seen him angry?
Well, I have, you know, on certain occasions, but very rare, you know.
2-point lead for the Angels here after the unsuccessful challenge by the HD Spikers. A bad pass there coming from Angela Nunag. Nunag makes up for it by sending it over. Musa popped up by Cayuna. Malabanan adjusts, fires it in. Soltones digs it up. Sabete off speed. Nunag with a dig. Molina against 2 blockers. The dump. Nice save by Sabete. Nunag backs up for the dig. Meneses, what a dig there for Sabete. Sabete pops up for the hit. Molina with a dig. What an exciting rally. Malabanan down the line. That is Palma picking it up. There's a block against Sabete. Cheng to the middle. Rania Musa done by Cayuna. Molina. Oh, the crowd roaring after each and every hit. Sabete. There's Nunag popping it up. Low on the back set. Gambler popped up by Cheng. Soltones. And there's a tip by Liza Puntillas. What a save by Nunag. And the rally continues. Cheng, back set. They go to Sabete off speed. Cayuna to Molina with a tip. There's a save by Rania Musa. One-handed set, and finally Meneses delivering the kill. And both teams, all 6 players huffing and puffing after that exchange.
Well, that is definitely the best rally that we've had here in this match. Everybody, all the players holding on to their knees. Trying to catch their breath.
That was one intense rally. A crowd really getting into it. And you see Meneses still trying to recover in that exchange. And all for just 1 point.
That's right.
A Cignal still down by 1 against Petro Gazz. 14 serving 15, set 4. And that's an ace for Meneses to tie the game. 2 straight points for the HD Spikers. Meneses today off the bench. Musa with 5 points, all from attacks. Well, that net touch from Musa makes it a 17-all game here in set number 4.
17. Serving is Cés Molina.
Molina, no aces yet out of her 16 points. Galdones is in. There's Rose Doria with her 5th point. HD Spikers up by 1. So a mini 2-point run for Cignal. Nice serve, but a better pass there from Barbon. Good save by General. The dunk by Cayuna. Her 8th point.
19 serving 17.
Very good court presence here for Cayuna. Very alert. Good save from General as well.
2-point lead for the HD Spikers. 19 serving 17. Great serve. Soltones into the net. Attack fault for Soltones, and now it's a 3-point cushion for the HD Spikers.
Cignal, of course, wouldn't want to give opportunity anymore for the Angels.
Substitution, Petro Gazz.
Oh, substitution for Coach Timmy Santo Tomas as Chi Saet and Z Hervasio will come in. Saet scored a point in that loss against the Cool Smashers, while Hervasio did not play.
20 serving 17.
Another nice serve. Barbon with a better pass. Combination play. Hervasio is turned away. Great save. Nope. Apparently not. There's a lifting violation, says Herbert Matematico.
21.
Defense at the net for Cignal, and they would definitely want to keep that up.
5-point run for the HD Spikers. It's a 4-point lead. And they need 4 points to win the match as well. So it's 4 points either way. Soltones, block. She gets the first touch. Saet goes back to Soltones. Off the block, Cayuna saves it. General to Gandler. That's touched by Hervasio, both the ball and the net.
Violation error, I think, would be...
Galdones.
Yeah, for Galdones, called up against Galdones.
It'll be a challenge for the Angels. The whistle was made by Erlindo Eusebio, called the net touch on Galdones. Coach Timmy Santo Tomas just talking to Galdones. I think is it? Yep, net touch. Upper torso of Galdones touching the net on the way down. So unsuccessful challenge. The point stays with the HD Spikers, and they are now up by 5. 3 points away from winning the match. Hervasio misfires, and Cignal now in a better position to finish off this match, as you see Jaime Musa sorting out that left, or make that right knee.
Well, we do hope, of course, that it's nothing serious, you know, and that she would be able to come back in the next games.
And Musa 5 points off the bench today. But right now, Coach Santo Tomas has more problems ahead. They're down by 6. And what might be the final set. There's a side out for Soltones. They still have to overhaul 5 more points, while the HD Spikers only need 2 to win the entire match.
Serving for Petro Gazz.
All right, we got a report here. I think Franny Reyes spoke to the staff. Nothing serious with regards to that knee issue right now by Rania, or that Rania Musa is feeling. So that's good news definitely for her fans and the fans of the Angels. Nice attack there for Remy Palma. It's a 2-point run for the Angels.
Angels definitely would want to keep this close.
Coach Shaq has other things in mind, calls a timeout.
Okay, pasa lang, pasa lang. Boy, boy. Pasa muna. Tumba. Tapos si. Tumba. Ay, Roslyn. Kaya-kayang pumatay dyan. Kaya to. Tapos, back row. Nasaan ka, sis?
Kaya sa likod.
Okay, sige.
Tsaga.
Ito, ready sa back row. Ay, papasa tayo. Aatake tayo ng malakas. Cover tayo. Huwag nyo kalimutan yan. Pag nakuha, black defense ulit. Ha?
Guys, last one. Tsaga.
Coverage definitely is going to be important for the HD Spikers. And they have been doing that very well actually in this set.
Galdones serving. Galdones was in the starting lineup today. Service error, that'll definitely hurt. Only 2 points for Galdones in the game. And now it is 5 match points for the HD Spikers. Timmy Santo Tomas giving Galdones some tips on her way out.
That is a costly error on the side of the Angels.
Nice serve. Easy over. Chance ball here, the dump attempt. Here's Soltones, overpass. Soltones saving it again. Cheng back to Soltones. Gandler for the finish, got it! Vanny Gandler, that's going to be her 20th point, the highest output so far for Gandler in the last 4 games. And they went the long route, but the HD Spikers still got the result they wanted.
That's right, and this, of course, furthermore assures them of a better standing here and as we go along here in the tournament.
Final tally here, a 4-set win for the HD Spikers after that blip in the 3rd set, where they lost by 7. HD Spikers winning 4 with a finish 25-19 in the 4th. Relive this game and all PVL games anytime, anywhere on the Pilipinas Live app, available for Filipinos everywhere. Download and subscribe now for 149 pesos. And they go up to 5-2 in the standings while they drop the Angels to 4-3. Let's go to our best player, Jel Cayuna, right now with Fanny Reyes.
Thanks, Eric. 14 excellent sets, 9 points, 4 attacks, 2 blocks, 3 aces. Kulang pa ba, Jel? Congratulations on your player of the game. Now, I want to know, this is your second time to beat the Petro Gazz Angels in your history here in the PVL. Ano yung naging mindset niyo for today's game?
Yung pinaka naging mindset po talaga namin yung sabi namin sa bawat isa na tsatsagain namin yung Petro Gazz kasi knowing Petro Gazz talagang lahat atake, yung receive nila, yung depensa nila matibay kaya ayun double effort talaga kami para counter namin yung
Now, syempre, your next game is F2 next Thursday. How will you prepare against another heavy-hitting team?
Una, syempre, siguro recover muna sa namin, physically kasi pagudan din talaga yung game namin na to. And sila Coach Chuck na talaga bahala sa next game namin. May tiwala naman kami sa coaching staff, kaya good. All good.
Sabi nga ni Coach Chuck, pwede na kayo mag-rest after ng game. Thank you so much, Jel. Is there anyone that you want to greet or say thank you to?
Hello po kay Jingay, sa Cayuna family sa Dapitan City, and sa Cayuna family sa Hingoog City.
Thank you so much, Jel. Let's send it back to Eric and Ivy.
All right, thank you, Franny. Congratulations. Almost a double-double for Jel Cayuna. 9 points, 14 excellent sets, just a point away to get that much better output. But nevertheless, they get the win here in 4 sets, Ivy.
That's right. So they have this record, of winning their games in 4 sets. So very consistent with that. But, with this win, again, they climb up to the rankings. They climb up to the team standings. And Petro Gazz, of course, would have to work double time in the remaining games to make sure that they still have that spot for the Final Four.
The HD Spikers have won 4 straight already, while the Angels have lost 3 straight. Thanks to our director, Marvin Chavez, for Fanny Reyes, Ivy Remulla, and Eric Ipan. Coming up next, we have the Akali Chargers taking on the Choco Mucho 5 Titans. Just game number 2 of your triple header right here on Pilipinas Live.
Alam naman namin na babalik talaga kami sa indoor talaga. Happiness. Wala, ang hirap. Nagpe-payback ako. Kung ano yung binibigay mong tiwala sa akin, bibigyan din kita ng tiwala.